beginning in the chilling autumn of 1589 in the small German town of Bedburg. A disturbing spectacle unfolded on October 31st, where a large crowd gathered to witness the execution of Peter Stump. Stump, a 50-year-old farmer, became entangled in a nightmarish tale involving diabolical pacts, werewolf transformations, and unimaginable horrors. His life became intertwined with the prevailing climate of fear in 16th century Europe. Join us as we explore the layers of Peter Stump's ominous saga, delving into accusations of lycanthropy, religious disputes, and the shadows of a war-torn era that continue to bewilder and disturb. From the 15th to the 18th centuries, Europe was gripped by a terrifying fear, the fear of werewolves. These monstrous half-human, half-wolf creatures were said to stalk the shadows. They preyed on the unsuspecting, leaving a trail of blood and terror in their wake. The werewolf trials in early modern Germany numbered around 300 cases, a modest figure compared to the 30,000 to 45,000 witchcraft executions during the same period. Accused werewolves, usually male shepherds, were associated with the strength, violence, and aggression of wolves. Like accusations against female witches, werewolves were linked with socially marginalized individuals. Charges of transforming into wolves followed similar lines as accusations against witchcraft, with neighbors often blaming each other for misfortunes. Lycanthropy, commonly associated with werewolves, is a legitimate medical term denoting a condition where an individual believes they are a wolf. Porphyria, a genetic disorder that causes skin sensitivity and other symptoms, was linked to werewolf folklore. The disfigurement and hirsutism associated with porphyria could easily be interpreted as signs of a wolf-like transformation. Examining the enigmatic life of Peter Stump, born around 1530 in Eprath near Bedburg. His early life remains obscured by time and variations in his name: Stump, Abel Griswold, Abil Griswold, and Yubel Griswold. The destruction of church records during the 30 Years' War complicates unraveling his past. Stump, seemingly an ordinary man, was a wealthy farmer and widower with 2 children, Beale and a son whose name is lost to historical records. Despite accusations of monstrous crimes, accounts from a late 16th century English pamphlet describe him as moving, in comely habit, through the streets, unbeknownst to the alleged horrors. The mid-1560s marked a sinister turning point in Stump's life as Bedburg witnessed mutilated cattle and the disappearance of women and children. Initially attributed to wolves, a pervasive fear and paranoia enveloped the town, concluding that a supernatural force was at play. Stump emerged as a figure of suspicion, a werewolf lurking in the shadows, transforming during confrontations or escapes. His subsequent arrest marked the beginning of a macabre chapter in European history. Stump's arrest led to a brutal ordeal. He confessed under torture, admitting to practicing black magic since the age of 12. His confession detailed a diabolical pact, rewarded by the devil with a magical belt enabling his transformation into a ravenous wolf. Allegedly, removing the belt reversed the supernatural metamorphosis. Stump confessed to being an insatiable bloodsucker, responsible for the deaths of 14 children and 2 pregnant women over 25 years. Gruesome details included ripping fetuses from wombs and consuming hearts, panting hot and raw. His crimes extended to his family, admitting to the murder and consumption of his son and engaging in incestuous relationships with his daughter. Stump's fate was sealed with one of the most brutal executions in European history, bound to a wheel, flesh torn, and subjected to the blunt side of an axe. His daughter Beale and mistress Catherine faced similar fates, flayed alive, strangled, and burned alongside Stump. A pole with a torture wheel, a model wolf, and Stump's severed head served as a gruesome reminder. Stump's tale extends beyond the brutality, intertwining with the broader tapestry of European history, werewolf panics, witchcraft trials, and the tumultuous backdrop of religious conflicts. His saga emerges from a period marred by famine, plague, war, and religious upheaval, an era ripe for superstitious beliefs and demonic narratives. The motivations behind Stump's crimes remain enigmatic, wrapped in conflicting narratives, viewed as a murderer, a scapegoat amid religious conflicts, or a moral reprobate. His story reflects the interplay of societal anxieties, political machinations, and the fervor of an era grappling with uncertainties. Peering through the fog of history, one thing remains clear: Peter Stump's execution was not merely the demise of a man. It was a chilling chapter in a larger narrative of fear and superstition, where the lines between reality and the supernatural blurred. Motivations behind Stump's confessions, extracted under torture, invite questioning not only of an individual's actions but the socio-political currents that swept him into condemnation. Was he a murderer, a scapegoat in religious strife, or a symbolic pawn in the power play between Catholic and Protestant factions? Closing the chapter on the Cannibal Werewolf of Bedburg, the resonance of this dark tale lingers, an echo from a tumultuous epoch where reality and myth converged. Peter Stump, condemned through brutal execution, transcends mortal confines to symbolize an era fraught with uncertainties, superstitions, and the ever-present fear of the unknown. In this cryptic narrative, the lines between man and monster blur, leaving us with a haunting reflection on shadows that danced across the stage of human history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more stories about the strange and unexplained.